Good evening and welcome to part 2 of Why Use Essential Oils, A Journey to Natural Wellness. And I'm Tia the Oil Lady, and I will be talking you through the rest of this course. So we did do parts 1 to 8, I think, last week. So when you check out the little thing at the top there, when you go to the website, Tia the Oil Lady, you'll be able to watch part 1. That was last week. And tonight, hopefully, we will get through to the end of Why Use Essential Oils, A Journey to Natural Wellness. So I mentioned I was an aromatherapist, have been now for about 25 years, and I've been a doTERRA wellness advocate for about 5. So I do have doTERRA oils, and you will actually see them at theoilhut.com. You will be able to find all the oils. And if you're not sure where to find us, the square up in the top corner, just scan that with your phone, and that will take you to all our links, the Facebook page, the groups, and the websites. So the Oil Hut is where I sell the oils. That's where all the oil information is. And Tia the Oil Lady is my teaching platform. And so that's where you will find over 35 different classes and a multitude of videos. And if you do go to YouTube, there is now, I surprised myself. I've always felt a bit weird saying on my YouTube channel, but there is now over, I think there's 112 videos on the YouTube channel, mostly about, well, there's a whole pile of others as well, but on my channel, there's 112 that I've done about oils and how to use them in different circumstances and for different reasons and just different things about them. The one I've done recently was why go low tox. Another one that I've done is why I use essential oils or why I use doTERRA. Another one is why you might want to start doTERRA. So there's a whole lot of different subjects over there. You'll find some of them, like I said, at theoilhut.com, but no, you won't. You'll find them at Tia the Oil Lady. And if you're after oils and kits and things, then theoilhut.com is definitely the place for you to go and have a look. Okay, so we might just get straight into it today. At the beginning of the class, of every class, it talks about the guidebook. And so I actually did the guidebook quite separate. And so this has all your guidelines. So what oils are, how to use them, where to use them, the meridian points, the reflexology points, how to use them diluted, aromatically, things like that. You'll find lots and lots of information in that. So whenever you see that that little spiel on my posts with the 3 flowers and it says where to find us, you'll find the link to download the guidebook there, and that's the guidebook, and it is relevant for pretty much every single class that we do. Now, whilst I'm speaking, I was about to say I can't see the comments. I can still see them at the moment because I haven't gone to my other screen. So Faye's joined us again today. Faye is my upline. So there are anyone that joins doTERRA will have an upline. So if you join under me, I'm your upline, and Faye is our upline with Kana in the middle. Anyway, welcome, Faye, and hopefully the rest of the class will be as good as last week. Last week was actually really cool. I got a lot of really good information out of it. So I'm going to share that screen bigger, and so I will be smaller, and that's when I can't see your comments. So I may see them on Facebook. It depends where you're watching me from, whether I can see them on my other screen. If you do have any questions, please pop them into the comments, because we will come back to them, and I will make sure that you get an answer to any questions that you might have. So why use essential oils? And like I said, we did do a few steps of this last week. So we've covered why aromatically, why topically, why internally. We definitely discussed why it is important to reduce your toxic load. So if you go back to part 1 of this one, you will find that information. But after class last week, I also put onto tiatheoillady.com, I also put on another great video by a lady named Lauren who talks about the importance of detoxing. So have a look at that one as well. Now, I think that we are up to blends. Why use blends? Okay, so essential oils, there are plenty of normally that normally that bit disappears. Okay, so why use blends? Now, a blend, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll tell you about it first. So when you buy oils, there's lots of ways you can buy them, but most commonly you will buy your individual oils. Okay, so you'll buy your lavender, your frankincense, your orange, you'll buy them all as individual oils. Now, whenever you find a recipe to do something, you usually have a blend or a combination of essential oils. You'll see use 3 drops of lavender and 2 drops of orange and 1 peppermint, or, you will find lots and lots of ideas. doTERRA, and you will find that most oil companies are the same. doTERRA actually has a range of oils that are blends. Now, in this bottle is pure essential oil of lavender. That's all that is in that bottle. It is CTPG. It's got the batch number and everything at the bottom. Okay, so that is a pure essential oil. This is also a pure essential oil, but it is a combination of about 7 different pure essential oils. So it is still oil, but it is a combination. And that's, well, we're going to talk about why we use blends now. But you will find when you look at the bottles that it is still CTPG. It's still got batch numbers and it's still got all the right bits and pieces attached to it. So you can trust your blends the same way you can your oils. And if you don't have the blends, don't stress. If you've got the oils, you can make similar ones of your own and get that synergistic effect happening, because that's what happens when we put a couple of oils together. The natural compounds in each complement and magnify each other. So why do we use blends? There are many amazing essential oils out there. It seems like creation has an oil for everything. So if there is already an oil for every issue, then why do essential oil companies create these custom blends with fancy names? Is it just so that they can have something to sell you? If you already have a bottle of lavender, do you really need the restful blend? Do you really need the lavender piece? Why so many blends? And here's what I mentioned: synergy. Synergy is the concept that when you combine 2 or more oils, the results will be even more effective than you would expect the sum of each single oil to be. What we might call a 1 + 1 is greater than 2 type of phenomenon. Sometimes synergy manifests itself when 2 oils with the same properties combine to enhance each other and their overall effect. For example, when you combine the invigorating aroma of peppermint with the uplifting scent of wild orange or lemon, the result is one of the most effective blends for helping you to stay awake or alert. Other times, the power of synergy comes into play through a blend's delivery system, which in the case of yarrow and pom essential oil blend. Yarrow is an amazing essential oil, but the structure of its components make it difficult to attach to receptors in the body's cells effectively without the help of the fatty acids found in pomegranate oil. Separately, these oils are satisfactory. Combined, they are phenomenal. As you can see, blends are created for user benefit. Getting back to the lavender example we began with, yes, that one oil might be all someone needs to notice a positive difference in their stress or sleep issues, but someone else could need the extra oomph synergy can provide by combining lavender with Roman chamomile, cedarwood, hoewood, ylang ylang, marjoram, vetiver, and Hawaiian sandalwood. those oils, having those particular oils and making the blend yourself is also like really, really expensive. Um, Vetiver is over $70 a bottle. Hawaiian Sandalwood is a 5 ml bottle. Okay, so it's one of this size bottle as compared to that size, and it's $146. So it's great if you've got the oils and you want to play with them and make up your own synergy blends. But especially when you're first starting out, having blends that are made means that one, you save. That lavender peace blend is like $54 from memory. Okay, it's cheaper than a bottle of vetiver. Okay, a bottle of lavender is $37. So it makes sense to use the blends. Plus, with doTERRA, they have tested them, they have blended them, they've done amazing things with them, and you'll have some beautiful, beautiful blends. And for me, I mean, like I said, I've been aromatherapist for 25 years, but if there's something already made that works and is effective and affordable, then for me, that completely works. You know, my husband puts our diffuser on out in the living areas, and he doesn't blend oils, but he uses adaptive in lots of our diffusers. And today he came in and said, you know, I'm out of On Guard. So he's happy just to open one bottle and put the diffuser on. And you know what? That works for me too, because otherwise we'd be like, oh my gosh, I haven't got, or I need. Just blends are phenomenal. They are, for me, they are brilliant. I love having the individual ones, but I do like the simplicity of the blends. Even today, I was making up a blend for my lower back, and because I'm having some issues with my legs overnight time, and I know that some of it is emotional and some of it is physical. So instead of using the adaptive and or the ice blue, I just put ice blue in my adaptive. And so, yeah, I'll let you know how that one goes, because I started using that one today, and hopefully we're on the right track. But there's no reason why you can't mix blends with blends. Just don't get too carried away. Like, I wouldn't add anything else to that particular one. And because of what I was using it for, those two will work nicely together. For winter or spring or hay fever, seasonal issues, then, you know, I love the On Guard. I love the Easy Air. They both do very different things, but they work together brilliantly. So it's not uncommon for us to have 3 drops of On Guard and 3 drops of Easy Air going in a diffuser. And that just helps us breathe. It helps our lungs. It helps fight germs. It helps boost our immunity. It kind of does a lot of amazing things. So together, I love them. When I'm feeling okay, then I tend to use the On Guard a little bit more by itself, just for its immune boosting qualities. But if we've got the runny nose, or, you know, a bit of anxiety or whatever, then I throw in the Easy Air with it, because I find that the two work together beautifully. Versatility. Okay, why versatility matters. You may have heard that essential oils are versatile. This means that some oils have many diverse uses. But why is versatility something to get excited about? If you're like most people, you probably have a bathroom or a hallway cabinet that's chock full of various products, some for cleaning, a couple for head tension and discomfort, a few for seasonal and environmental threats, something for digestion. What about skincare? Bug bites, cuts, scrapes, another one for irritation. The list is endless. But what if you could simplify wellness and clear out all the clutter? What if you could carry 1 or 2 tiny bottles in your purse or nappy bag, instead of feeling like you've left the house with everything except the kitchen sink? This is the beauty of essential oils, versatility. Let's take the basic trio of lemon, lavender, and peppermint, just as an example. And you may have seen them. They're the ones that are in the little intro box. So they're about $35. They're 5 ml bottle, and you get the 3 different oils in that one. So how are they versatile? Lemon, you can diffuse it to create an uplifting environment and a positive mood. You can add it to a spray bottle of water to clean tables, countertops, and other surfaces. You can add a few drops to olive oil to clean, protect, and shine wood finishes. Use a cloth soaked in lemon essential oil to preserve and protect your leather. Apply to silver and other metals as a remedy for early stages of tarnish. Put a few drops on a rag to help remove stubborn, sticky residue from surfaces. Wash your hands with lemon essential oil to remove grease after changing the oil in the car. Take internally to assist with seasonal respiratory discomfort. So a drop in your water. Add to enhance flavour of dessert and main dishes. That's one oil, lemon. Like, that's phenomenal. It does an amazing amount of things. They've got here lavender. Now, I've got a book over there called Lavender. It's an entire book on how amazing lavender is and what you can use it for and how it will help. So lavender is amazing, and the 8 points here are only a fraction of what lavender can do. Diffuse 3 or 4 drops to reduce stress and anxious feelings. Add a few drops to pillows, bedding, or bottom of feet at bedtime. Keep a bottle of lavender on hand to soothe occasional skin irritations. Freshen your linen closet, mattress, car, or the air by combining a few drops with water in a spray bottle. Add to bath water to soak away stress, or apply to the temples or the back of your neck. Apply to the back of the neck and temples to help reduce tension. Put a couple drops in your shampoo to keep the scalp and hair looking clean and healthy. Take internally for relaxing, peaceful sleep or to reduce anxious feelings. With that one, read up. Be conscious and aware and educated on what you're doing. For a peaceful sleep, that restful blend that they talked about, that actually comes in a capsule. So that's a great way to take your lavender internally to help with sleep. Peppermint. Put peppermint, a drop of peppermint with lemon in water for a healthy, refreshing mouth rinse. 1 to 2 drops in a veggie cap to alleviate occasional stomach upset. Add a drop to your favourite smoothie recipe for a refreshing twist. I know Claire always carries a bottle of it with her because she likes peppermint tea, so she pops it in her tea. Spritz around windows and doors to help repel bugs. Diffuse during study time to enhance focus. Place 1 drop on the palm of your hand with 1 drop of lemon and 1 drop of frankincense, and inhale for a midday pick-me-up. Apply topically to relieve feelings of tension. So again, temples, back of neck. Diffuse when feeling fatigued or low on energy. Rub on temples after you wake up for a morning energy boost. Place 1 drop in your mouth to help freshen your breath. And you can do that with the oil or with the little beadlets. That's another great way to use the peppermint. Add to a cold water compress or foot bath to cool off when overheated. Inhale for a non-stimulant, invigorating pick-me-up on long drives. It is a great one to take on drives with you, just to help stay alert. I prefer the orange because I prefer the smell, so I take orange with me in the car, orange or citrus bliss, just for the uplifting effect. And another one that you can add to your shampoo or your conditioner for stimulating hair massage. As you can see, many essential oils have a plethora of uses. This versatility can save you shelf space and money. After all, it's much easier and more convenient to use 1 product for half a dozen uses than it is to keep 6 different products on hand for those same uses. And yeah, I've got a box full of oils. So I've got heaps and heaps of oils there. And each of them will do a whole pile of those things. But the difference between having a box full of oils and a cupboard full of products is when the under the kitchen sink cupboard is full of specific products, they're really, really specific. And, if you sort of go, well, that's got lavender in it, why can't I use that? You're not going to put, the air freshener or the anti mold or the flea thing in your hair for yourself. But if you've got lavender, you can then add it to, you can make your own flea repellent for the dogs. You can make your own shampoo. You can use those oils in all those different things. And as far as chemicals go, way better option because they are natural. They, you've not got that whole massive toxic overload every time you open the cupboard under the sink. Righto. Why look at oil categories? Oil categories are really interesting, actually. Oil categories. Oh, we'll get there. I'm just seeing if I've got any comments so far, but it's not showing me the video. Okay, that's all right. Doesn't matter. I will have a look later. Here it is. Okay, found it. Okay. Now I can see it. Right. Thank you, Faye. I thought I might have had some comments. So Faye says yes, she does it too. And the beauty of doTERRA is that they do all work for you, and they do some amazing things. The frankincense is phenomenal. It's one of my favorite, and one of the reasons that I joined doTERRA again, or not again, but started with doTERRA. And frankincense, it's not a cheap oil, but when I use it, I can use it in so many different ways that it's worth it. I can put 2 drops in my bath and that just zens me out. I love it. It's beautiful. I have it beside my bed because on those nights where anything like the lavender or whatever just isn't doing the trick because my brain hasn't shut up, that's where the frankincense comes in. The frankincense is brilliant for shutting down some of that mind chatter. So, they do work together and separately and are versatile beyond, there wouldn't be so many books about how to use them. And, you'll look up one book or, between Faye and myself even, if you ask us a question, we're both probably going to come back to you with slightly different answers because what I use has worked for me and Faye's found something that works for her. So we may have the same ailment or the same want, we may have a very different answer to it. And that's just because oils are versatile. You use what you've got at the time. If you don't have frankincense, for example, then find something else that's in your oil box that has the quality that you're looking for. And that's another reason why they are so versatile. Anyway, let's look at oil categories. So you don't have to know everything about essential oils to start using them, not even close. That's what we're here for. We'll give you information. We've got apps, we've got books, we've got lots of information. But there are a couple of basic things that will just sort of demystify it for you. And you'll go, oh my, okay, well, I can use that for that. And this is why. Oils are easy to use, and there are many resources that can point you in the right direction to help get you started. Even though you don't need to be an expert, it can be helpful to learn a bit about the common properties found in categories of essential oils. You don't need to know every detail about every oil, but having a general idea of the properties and the benefits of the oil categories can help you know where to start when addressing an issue or what to use a new oil for. So here are some of the basic categories, which oils belong to which, and some of their main properties and benefits. So citrus, comes from the rind of fruit. So this includes bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, tangerine, wild orange, kumquat, There's quite a few. Citrus oils are cleansing and purifying. They're great for your immune system and help uplift your mood. And for me, I love the citrus ones in my water for all those reasons, because they're good for my immune system. They are good for an uplifting mood, but they also it's like cordial without the calories. Win-win. I love it. So citrus oils are beautiful. Floral oils, these come from the flower part of the plant. So these include clary sage, geranium, helichrysum, lavender, Roman chamomile, blue tansy, and ylang ylang. Floral oils are soothing to the mind, body, and emotions. Perfect for stress relief. They're also amazing for improving the appearance of the skin. Your wood oils. These come from the wood, the leaves, the branches, or the resins of trees. And these include arbor vitae, cedarwood, cypress, your firs, eucalyptus, frankincense, tea trees, myrrh, pettigrain, sandalwood, and another fir, your Siberian fir. Wood oils are emotionally grounding and calming. Like florals, they're great for the skin. Wood oils are often good for repelling insects as well. The three that we've mentioned so far before we get to the rest, I usually look at these ones, when you talk about perfumes and they talk about top, middle, and base notes. Okay, so if you can imagine that picture of the tree, okay, with the branches and the leaves above and the roots and stuff into the ground, these three categorize for me into there. So your citrus comes from the tree. Okay, most of your citrus grows on the top of the tree. So that is a top note oil. So it's a nice, bright, uplifting. It's your top note, the first one that you smell. Your florals usually grow hedges out of the ground. They grow more that middle ground. So they're your middle note oils. And like I said, they're great for mind, body, emotions, stress relief. And then you've got your wood oil. So anything that comes from the trunk, from that main part of the tree right down into the ground, okay, goes down into the ground. It's your grounding oil, the one that will just for you. Okay, so when you're mixing your oils in your diffuser, for example, it's really good to have a top, middle, and base note oil. So just by knowing your categories, and for me, visualizing that, that space, a tree, and the where plants grow, that gives me my top, middle, and base note. So if I sort of go to my oil box and go, oh, frankincense, tea tree, yes, yep. Oh, wait, I should put some citrus in because I haven't put a top note in. Anyway, back to the categories because there's two more. Spices. These come from the roots, the stems, seeds, fruit, or bark of the plant and include things like black pepper, cardamom, cassia, cinnamon bark, clove, coriander, cumin, dill, fennel, ginger, juniper berry. Spice oils enhance the flavour of many foods. Many support the digestive system, which is a welcome added bonus of using them in the kitchen. They're also invigorating to the mood. So different to uplifting, invigorating. They're your kick in the butt ones. Herb is your last category, and herb come from the leafy green parts of plants. And these are your basil, cilantro, lemongrass, marjoram, melissa, oregano, patchouli, peppermint, rosemary, spearmint, thyme. Herb oils are also great to cook with and provide digestive support. They're excellent for the immune system. So again, it just makes it nice and simple if you can break it down. So if you pick up your bottle of orange oil, for example, straight away, you know that it's most likely going to be an uplifting oil. Okay, if I pick up my frankincense, I know that it's going to be a grounding oil. Okay, just by looking at that or understanding what the categories are. So it's a great way to look at your oils. Why green clean? Okay, now we get to talk about the toxic stuff. The grocery store shelves are full of cleaning products you've used for years. The ones your parents have used and your grandparents, the ones the television tells you you've got to have, you've got to put your plug-in in, you've got to do this. No, you don't. Okay, they do work, but when we go to green cleaning, we're changing that toxic overload in our house. We've already discussed many of the toxins found in various cleaners when we focused on reducing toxic load, and that was one that we covered last week. Many commercial cleaners are bad for people, for animals, and the environment. Use only in well-ventilated areas. Open windows during use. Sounds like that they can't be good for you, and they're not. There are so many ways to clean while using harmless ingredients like vinegar, baking soda, Castile soap, and or water. And it can be easy too. How easy? Because for me, it's got to be easy. A simple solution of vinegar and water can be all you need to create a natural, safe, effective cleaning solution. Then add your favorite cleansing essential oils and you can clean without fear of exposing your family to toxic chemicals. Some of the best oils to clean with include tea tree, which is your melaleuca, tea tree, peppermint, lemon, other citrus ones, oregano, eucalyptus, although many others offer cleansing properties and other appealing aromas. Because you know what? If you're going to take the effort to clean it, you want it to smell good because your house will smell afterwards. So, who wants to walk in and have that, what is it? Bleach smell that just takes your breath away, not in a nice way. I'd much rather walk into, the lemon or the citrus and, those nice, fresh, appealing smells. There is a recipe there. So your vinegar and your water and your oils. You can go back to theoilhut.com at any time. These classes are here. See right up the top here where it says that one there. If you click on that, that just takes you to what we're seeing now. That is all the notes for this class. These ones are the live streamed ones. Okay. And this is where you can get your oils from if you don't have them. And this is our Facebook group, and we cover all sorts of information in there. So we've talked about toxins. We've talked about all sorts of things. So why are we talking about safety? Because whilst oils are safe, there are some precautions and there are some circumstances that we should be aware of. So they are natural. There aren't Oh, there you go. There's your sentence. There aren't any safety precautions to worry about, right? Unfortunately, this incorrect line of thinking has led to improper use of oils and negative reactions and accidents. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe for all situations. Essential oils are so powerful and concentrated that you should always practice safe use. If you have a negative reaction, this could lead to you and those around you no longer wanting to use oils, missing out on all their benefits, and that would be a shame. So here are a few of the basics along with the reasoning behind each safety tip. Dilute. Dilute, dilute, dilute. Okay, to dilute an essential oil, simply mix a couple of drops of oil with a teaspoon to a tablespoon of carrier oil. A carrier oil is a nut or vegetable-based oil that helps dilute the essential oil, helps break down the molecular size so your body can absorb it and utilize it. This is especially important for those with sensitive skin, as well as children and elderly. Reactions to some undiluted essential oils could include skin irritation, redness, rashes, and even itchiness. Okay, so we dilute them because essential oils are very powerful. Diluting does not decrease the effectiveness. It does reduce the risk of your skin reacting to an oil. Carrier oils have their own benefits for the skin. Incorporating them into your essential oil usage ensures that you get these additional benefits as well. I know that we've all been using hand sanitizer, for example, Okay, and a lot of them are smelly and they stink and they're drying on the skin. And if you're using them all day, every day, it really can affect your skin. I use the On Guard hand sanitizer, and that's got some oils in it, some natural essential oils, as well as some carrier oils in it. So it looks after my hands, but still sanitizes them. So I'm not left with that horrible, dry, nasty skin afterwards. Essential oils are very volatile, which means they evaporate quickly, hence the reason they've always got a lid on them. Carrier oils help slow down this process so the essential oils have more time to permeate the skin. They actually show that more gets into the skin if you use a carrier oil than evaporates into the air, where if you just put the oil onto the skin, the essential oil, more goes into the air than into the skin. Most carrier oils are less expensive than essential oils. Therefore, diluting your oils helps you save money. Phototoxicity. Beyond dilution, there is one more safety rule you should always follow regarding essential oils. Some oils, mainly the citrus ones, can cause a reaction when applied to the skin and then exposed to UV rays, including the sun or tanning beds, which I'm pretty sure are illegal in Australia now anyway. This reaction can be mild, moderate, or even severe and includes redness or rashes on the skin, sunburn, blistering, and even scarring. Diluting phototoxic oils can greatly reduce the risk of a phototoxic reaction, but it doesn't negate it completely. So it is best to avoid exposing the skin to sunlight for at least 12 hours after applying a phototoxic oil. Now, you can use them in your diffuser and then go outside. Okay. You can, use them in some of your blends depending on where you're using them. If I don't know, if you were using one on your, pain on your lower back, and you've got your shirt on and you're outside and you're only out there for 10, I wouldn't panic too much. But I wouldn't apply citrus oil in a hand cream all over my arms or lemon oil all over my arms and then go out in the sun, because then I'm guaranteed a reaction pretty much. So why does phototoxicity occur? Components called those things are to blame. Because of the chemical structure of these naturally occurring chemicals, their ability to affect skin cell DNA and the free radicals that are left behind due to the reaction, use of oils that contain these components leave the skin more vulnerable to the sun's rays. And here are the ones that are well known to be phototoxic: bergamot, lime, lemon, grapefruit, fruit, and cumin. So you can still put your bergamot in your tea, because that'll turn it into Earl Grey. You can still put bergamot in your tea and drink it outside. Just don't put it on your skin and go outside. This is not an exhaustive list. Don't forget that phototoxic concerns also apply to any blends that use these. And if you are in doubt, check the bottle's label for the UV warning. There are a couple of other special circumstances. Okay, if you're pregnant, nursing, taking medication, you should check with the doctor or aromatherapist as to which essential oils are contraindicated. Okay, so there are oils that uh, balance your hormones, for example, and regulate your cycle. So if you're pregnant, you're supposed to be out of whack. It's part of the experience. So you don't want oils that are going to fight your body to do those things, but there are other ones that, at the beginning of a pregnancy, for example, you need to avoid them big time, but towards the end, they're brilliant because they're going to help prepare your body for the next bit. So, there's lots and lots of books, or as it said, talk to your doctor or aromatherapist and find out. Okay, why do we use a diffuser? Okay, that's one of these things. Okay, there you go. Why use a diffuser? It is one of the best tools you can invest in for the aromatic use of essential oils. They come in many shapes and sizes. Some are simple and some have countless bells and whistles. I've got one here that, Bluetooths to my Spotify and has an alarm clock in it. And then I've got this one, turns on, has a pretty light, blows the mist. So this one gets a lot of use actually, because I don't always need to do all the fancy stuff. I just want one that works. Ultrasonic diffusers are popular because they are cost effective and easy to use. You simply fill them with water and add a few drops of oil. This results in a fine mist that is spread into the air. So why? It is an easy and effective way to let many people receive the aromatic benefits of essential oils. Because the vapor moves throughout the room, your family, pets, co-workers, anybody sharing living space with you can benefit. Diffuse mood uplifting oils when tension is high around the workplace. Immune boosting oils at home during those germy winter months. I mentioned Paul's been using the On Guard in one of the diffusers quite a bit. Purifying oils when everyone just wants to plug their noses due to an unpleasant stench. Diffusion also allows you to be exposed to the oil components for a longer period of time. Diffuse while sleeping or busy. Some diffusers run continuously and others can be set to run intermittently. Whichever your preference, you can find a diffuser that you can start with the click of a button and then not have to adjust for hours. So these ones, you just press the button and it usually gives you an option, and you'll have a shorter option. That's when it's diffusing continuously. The second option is usually the intermittent one. So it'll go like 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and that way it'll go for hours. One of the worst products out there, chemical-wise, is air fresheners. It doesn't matter if they come in the form of room sprays, wall plug-ins, candles, scented warmers. Many of these contain synthetic fragrance and toxic chemicals, and many produce headaches, sinus issues, and skin irritation. But we all want our homes to smell nice and fresh and clean. So what do? Use a diffuser. Swapping out toxic products for a good diffuser and some high quality essential oils can give you the aromas you desire without the smells you'd rather avoid. And I think we talked last week about how some of those toxic smells, you'll smell them all day. Okay, and that's because they're irritating your brain. Okay, they're irritating your olfactory system. When you put your diffuser on, it'll go for 8 hours and it'll work for 8 hours, and you probably won't smell it for all of that 8 hours, but it's still working and it's still doing its job. And your brain is going, oh, no, that's right, I'm comfortable with that. That's cool. Let it go. I'm still getting the benefit, but I'm not triggering every time I walk past it. So, do you own a diffuser? Remember that time Kana said, gosh, I just walked around my house and, is 5 diffusers a bit excessive? 5 or 6 was her question. And I went, 5 or 6. Bedroom. Okay, well, I had 11 at the time. I think I have more now. So it is what it is. We like to use them. And every time we find a new one that we sell with More Than Oils and with doTERRA, we usually like to try it out ourselves as well. So we just keep adding to the collection. We've all got our favorites. Essential oil efficacy. Let's have a look at this one. One of the most compelling answers to a question of why use essential oils is they work. And essential oil use has become more mainstream. Scientists have begun to devote much more research time towards studying the efficacy of essential oils. Here are a few of the many exciting studies that prove the efficacy of essential oils. When skin cells were exposed to oregano, cell proliferation, a sign of problems with the immune system, was reduced in every single marker examined. This lends support to the claim that oregano can help maintain a healthy immune system. Okay, there's your source there. They've got the doTERRA blog. Now, I'm not going to go read through all of these. We're going to skip through these because you can come back and read these yourself. But what I love is that doTERRA has been, is one of many companies that is registered with the TGA in Australia. Okay, all oil companies, any reputable oil company will be registered with the TGA. But doTERRA is the only company that now has therapeutic grade oils registered with the TGA. So we can make claims about those particular ones. So the research has been done. I think we've now got about 10, and they're adding oils, like they've got them, all the research, all the information. They're slowly releasing the oils as the TGA approve them as therapeutic. So that is phenomenal, and one of the most exciting things that I've heard with doTERRA, or that I love about doTERRA. Okay, why sustainability matters. We talk a lot about sustainability in many instances, and sustainability, why does it matter? Sourcing the essential oils in a sustainable way is an important part of the process if we are to have these precious gifts of the earth for future generations to use. Essential oils are steam distilled from plant parts or cold pressed from fruit rinds, but not all parts of the plant are used. It's not a matter of picking a handful of flowers and obtaining a bottle of oil. It takes a lot of plant material to yield a small amount of essential oil. Okay, a 15 ml, so that's this size. A 15 ml bottle of lemon requires 50 lemons. A 15 ml bottle of lavender requires 3 pound. Should have checked that one. So requires heaps of plant material. And a 5 ml, so that's this size, okay, so the 5 ml bottle of rose oil requires more than 242,000 rose petals. Hence the reason rose oil costs a little bit more than lavender oil or lemon oil. The issue of sustainability is becoming more and more important as essential oil use becomes more popular. It's great that more people are turning to natural solutions for their health and wellness needs, but these resources are more heavily drawn upon. It's becoming vital to know the company you purchase oils from takes measures to make sure they are harvesting plants in sustainable ways. It's disheartening to hear that some companies disregard regulations aimed at ensuring sustainable harvesting. In order to do your part to make sure that these amazing plants do not become extinct, consider only purchasing oils through companies like ours that are committed to sustainable practices. Okay, and if you click on that link, it will take you to a whole pile of information about that. And the other one to look at is the Source to You website, and that one has some amazing information about using your oils and the sustainability. Hold on. I've been talking too much. Imagine that. Tia talking too much. Why oils aren't a fad. There you go. May seem they're a new craze. After all, most Americans, and I will say Australians as well, hadn't heard of them until recent years. I've been teaching them for like 25 years, and 25 years ago when we started teaching them, it was hard slog. Most people had no idea what we were talking about. In fact, till I had gone to my first class, I had no idea what oils were, but it twigged my my consciousness, and I started to do a lot more study and research into them, and I still do them 25 years later. You might be hesitant to get involved when you consider that last diet, exercise, or supplement program you tried that disappeared after a while because it didn't work. The good news is essential oils are definitely not a fad. Just because oils are newish doesn't mean they aren't new to the world. In fact, natural remedies, including essential oils, have been used for centuries in many cultures. A whopping 80% of the world's population use herbal remedies and solutions, including essential oils. The Egyptians used plant extracts all the way back in 350,000 BC for health, food, religious, and beauty purposes. Oils were considered so valuable that they were treasured possessions to trade for and even stolen from tombs. The wise men brought gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to baby Jesus. Spikenard, cassia, cypress, cedarwood, and sandalwood oils are also found in the Bible. Plant materials have always played a huge part in health and wellness practices in places like China and India. People were able to prevent the spread of plagues through the use of cleansing essential oils. It is even thought that some were able to loot houses of plague victims without getting sick by applying essential oils to their bodies. French physician Jean Valnet used essential oils on soldiers during World War II to treat wounds and infections. As more and more scientists and healthcare professionals accept so-called alternative medicine more and more and are finally embracing the natural solutions that have been used in ancient times, the essential oil fad isn't going away anytime soon. And if you can find a doctor, if you've got a doctor who will talk to you and find a balance between pharmaceutical and natural, you're on the right track. I love that my doctor will actually hear me out and work with me. Reflexology. Remember in the little book that I mentioned in the guidebook. Okay, one of the first early pages in the guidebook is all about reflexology points. So you can download that and have a look. Okay, but why do we talk about reflexology? We've been talking about oils and the environment and how to diffuse them. So reflexology takes advantage of the body's connectiveness in the view that locations on the hands and feet and even the ear correspond to other parts of the body, its organs and its systems. According to this idea, applying pressure, massage and or essential oils to these reflex points can have a positive effect on emotions, stress, pain, and even things like headache and sinus pain. Reflexology can help with blood circulation and flushing out toxins from the body. You know, a really simple one, if you've got a headache, is to squeeze your palm, your hand here, okay? Because that's the reflex point that works with those same muscles in your head. Bottom of the feet, where are we? Much like essential oil use itself, reflexology is a technique that has been practiced for centuries, going way, way back, and many massage therapists make use of it during their sessions. The bottom of the feet are a popular area for the body of the body for topical application. This is due to the fact that the largest pores are found in this location. And to add reflexology to the mix, just check out the chart and target the areas on the hand, foot, and ear that correspond to the systems you are concerned about. When I talk about Symphony of the Cells as an application process protocols for oils, if you don't have someone that can do that on your back, which is where it's recommended, you can do them on your feet, down the spine, the area that connects to the spine. So it is it's good. It means that you can do some of it yourself, and it's also really nice to have somebody else play with your feet occasionally. Selena, she's brilliant. She loves using doing reflexology. Why quality matters. And this is definitely one that I'm very passionate about. Essential oils are everywhere, and what used to be a specialty item can now be found in department stores, health food stores, pharmacies. God, you can find them in the reject shop nowadays. It seems like everybody is hosting oil classes. You might see ads pop up. You might see my ad. That would be good. Since oils are easy to purchase these days, why use our brand instead of one of the many others out there? Why look for certain assurances of quality? And the truth is that not all essential oils were created equally. Many factors go into the quality of the oil, and here are some of the major things to look for. Purity. An oil on the health food store shelf says pure essential oil. Why can you not necessarily trust this claim? The truth is that no governing body sets standards for essential oils. That means that despite what the label says, you have no idea what is in the bottle. You take off the shelf at the store. It may be supplemented with a less expensive carrier oil, or it could be full of toxins and fillers. Okay. You want to make sure that the oil you purchase comes from a company that promises that they are organic and pure and do not contain fillers, pesticides, and contaminants. Okay, that they're not adulterated, that there's no synthetics in them. You know, if the crop wasn't as good and they've added synthetic to build up that chemical body of it, which has been done, not with doTERRA. They don't do that. They guarantee that it is just the pure oil. Sourcing of the oils is super important. The climate, the soil conditions, the altitude at which a plant is grown makes a difference to the quality and power of the essential oil sourced from it. Plants that are grown and harvested in their indigenous regions naturally yield higher quality oils than those that are not. Lavender oil sourced from lavender plants in the mountains of France or Bulgaria is going to be vastly different to that sourced from plants replanted off the highway in the US, for example. It is important to know where your oils come from. Testing. Many companies test their oils in-house. This means that the person testing and reporting on quality is part of the company. Third-party testing is an important part of quality assurance because when the scientists behind the testing are independent, you know you are receiving accurate, non-biased information. And transparency. Why is transparency important? The only way you can be sure the oil you use passes the quality checks we've discussed above. How do you know your oils are sourced responsibly and from plants grown to their native areas? How can you be sure your oils pass third-party testing for purity and do not contain fillers? You want to look for a company that practices transparency. Information should be available online about the company's sourcing practices and quality promises. The test results should be made available publicly so you can check for yourself that the components that are expected to be found in the oil are present. And again, that Source to You website is brilliant for that one. And why learn more? Why have I run a class every single Wednesday for, I can't even remember how long now. Well, for over a year now, for about, since April last year, I've been running it every single Wednesday. I've been online and running a class. And that's because we've just touched on the surface of the things that oils can do, and we talk about all sorts of different topics. So if you go to theoilhut.com, you will find a whole pile of topics there that you can look at. If there's something in particular that you would like me to actually address and do, I'm 100% happy to jump on and do that one. If you do have any questions, that's why I'm here. That's what we do. Please just message me, ask in the group, just let us know, and we will make sure that you get the answers that you need. And I'll be back next week with another class. Okay, I'm not sure what I'll talk about. If you've got sort of something in particular that you would love me to talk about, then great, let me know. Otherwise, I will come up with something and I will see you next week. And if you do have any questions between now and then, please just pop them in the comments or send me a message. And go over to theoilhut.com and check out all the different kits that we have available. So we've got lots and lots of different kits to suit all sorts of circumstances. And the kits give you a wholesale membership, which means that you get your oils cheaper every single time. So jump over, have a look. If you've got any questions, you know where to find me. And I will see you next week. See you later. Good night, Faye. I was just reading the messages before I went. Faye said good night as well.